The conduct of credible elections at earliest possible date is paramount for government, and urgent action taken to bring permanent relief to Mahaicony farmers affected by embankment erosion. It's Tuesday, July 9. These and other stories are making today's news. First up, the government of Guyana is intent on ensuring the conduct of credible elections at the earliest possible date. To achieve this, President David Granger today said his administration is pursuing the full implementation of the decisions of the Caribbean Court of Justice and the early selection of chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission.
In order to achieve this, President Granger said his government will adhere to the rulings of the Caribbean Court of Justice in selecting a chairman for the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM. That is, to work along with the leader of the opposition to agree on 6 names that are acceptable to the president. To date, a list of nominees has been submitted by the leader of the opposition and a meeting held between the two sides. Government has also submitted a list of 8 nominees.
The government side is adhering to the ruling of the Caribbean Court of Justice and to the agreement with the leader of the opposition. The government side remains committed to continuing the dialogue and concluding the selection process within days to enable the Election Commission to function. Once done, Guyanese can expect credible elections in the shortest possible time.
President Granger noted that a date for elections can only be announced when the chairman is sworn in and advised him on GECOM's readiness to hold elections.
The President, acting on the advice of the Elections Commission that it is ready to conduct elections, will proclaim a date for those elections. This necessitates the chairman of the Election Commission being in place as early as possible.
Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
Government is taking urgent action to bring permanent relief to Mahaicony farmers who were affected by the recent flooding of their farmlands following the erosion of the earthen embankment over the weekend. On Sunday, Sea and River Defense Officer within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure, Kevin Samad, noted that the breached earthen dam at Danzig spanned 125 meters. Corrective measures were implemented, including the full operation of the Belmilly Sluice to drain water into the Mahaica River. This system is most functional at the low tide periods to ensure maximum efficiency. The Public Infrastructure Ministry mobilized 2,000 tons of boulders to the area most affected along the sea dam between Prospect and Broomhall. InfoHub team visited the area today and will provide an updated story later this evening on our social media platforms. The government is continuing to ensure that the good life is provided to all Guyanese as pay and allowance increases are once again on the cards for public servants. Minister of Finance Winston Jordan made this disclosure recently.
They can look forward again this year to a salary increase. We are already in negotiations with the teachers. The President has set up a high-level committee on public service to look into particularly the wage and allowances of public servants, so to speak. So we are hoping that that can be concluded in time for the figures to get into the next budget.
Minister of Finance Winston Jordan explained that annually, the government has attempted to push salaries to a comfortable level for public servants. However, he noted that the coalition administration inherited a significant lot.
40 billion for Gaisuku, plus another 30 that we went to for a bond, almost 6 billion for CLICO, another 4 billion almost for the Marriott Hotel, all these multi-billion-dollar judgments inherited from the PPP. It has not been an easy road for this young government.
He added that the coalition government is proud of its record of all-round development.
Given the limitation of the resources that we have had, we are proud of our record of human resource development, over 1,500 scholarships that have been given to all kinds of people in all kinds of sectors and so on. We are proud of those achievements, and our people can look forward to improved benefits, whether they be in the social sector, educational sector, and at the personal level. as we go into 2020.
The $300.7 billion budget for 2019 was presented on November 26, 2018, before the start of the fiscal year. It marked an increase of 12.6% over 2018's budget. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
The media is being urged to think like a jaguar and engage in purposeful and accurate reporting to protect Guyana's wildlife.
Guyana Wildlife Conservation and Management Commission, GWCMC, in its quest to protect the country's wildlife, is seeking to partner with the local media. On Tuesday, the Commission held an interactive session with members of the local media, urging decisive reporting aimed at education and protection of wildlife.
The reason why we held this session today, is because we view the media as a significant partner in informing the public about the importance of our wildlife, especially our endangered species and the ones that are listed as protected under our regulations.
That was Dual Hughes, Communications Officer. The exercise was conducted by Dr. Anthony Cummings, a Guyanese professor based in the United States. Dr. Cummings, who continues to study Guyana's rainforest ecosystem, is also known for using his drones to track and study how farming impacts the Amazon over time. He conducted the exercise in an indigenous community in Guyana in 2017. Though Tuesday's exercise focused largely on Guyana's wildcat species, Dr. Cummings said the exercise was aimed at protection of all wildlife, specifically endangered species. In the meantime, Guyana Wildlife Conservation and Management Commission Legal Counsel Samuel Glasgow reiterated that there are heavy penalties for the hunting of endangered species, adding that the Commission was in the process of strengthening its monitoring of such activities.
Currently, the Wildlife Commission, the Guyana Wildlife Commission, it's a small but a mighty force that is moving to sensitize the public or sensitize Guyana in terms of the role that these species play, and to let them know that there are penalties in place. We passed the place where we could be ignorant about these things. No longer could we say that we don't know that there are laws in place, because ignorance of the law is no excuse. So it's a force that is moving. We have a monitoring department that's currently on the move with respect to sensitizing the people of Guyana, and even our interested foreigners and so on who are interested in the wildlife spectrum of Guyana.
Just last year, Cabinet approved 3 sets of wildlife conservation regulations in accordance with Section 831A of the Wildlife Conservation and Management Act of 2016. The new regulations, which replaced the Wildlife Management and Conservation Regulations of 2013, governs all aspects of hunting, trapping, trade protection, conservation, management and sustainable use of wildlife in Guyana. Felicia Valenzuela, InfoHub.
The Ministry of Education is hosting a 2-day workshop geared at enhancing grade 7 to 11 mathematics content delivery for the 21st century classroom.
The workshop forms another component of the Guyana Secondary Education Improvement Project, GSEIP, and is aimed at improving the performance outcomes of mathematics in Guyana. The forum also seeks to improve the development of mathematics learning and content. Senior Education Officer Mathematics, Amir Ali, explained that GSEIP aims not only to improve performance, but to modernize education delivery to fit into 21st century classrooms.
Change the culture in which mathematics concepts are delivered in our classrooms. That is to say, change the culture from, as I would term it, teaching of mathematics to learning of mathematics.
Chief Education Officer Dr. Marcel Hudson noted that while the Ministry of Education has made strides to improve mathematics performance, there is still more to be done.
The Ministry of Education is not oblivious to what has to be done if we're going to improve our performance, and we have come a long way. What this project seeks to do is to change the way we operate, change the way we teach, change the methodologies that we use.
The workshop is aligned with the Ministry's ongoing reformation and modernization of the school curriculum. The curriculum had not been reformed since 1976, and these steps are considered timely and necessary for improved educational performance. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
Still to come, NDIA cleaning and maintaining primary drains around Georgetown to improve the rate of drainage, and GPHC now offering single rod birth control implants. Get the details of these and more after the break. Stay with us.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet, including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Welcome back. The National Drainage and Irrigation Authority remains committed to improving the drainage situation in the capital city. In this effort, primary drains are being cleared throughout Georgetown.
The NDIA has since cleaned a number of the main or primary drains around the city and have been maintaining them. This is no easy task as it requires both mechanical and manual cleaning. There was even an instance of the Princess Street Canal having an entire washing machine in it.
Nearly all of the drains were blocked up. Some had a lot of vegetation, but that would not discourage us in the NDIA because that's our job. We clean drains and we have the interest to see an improved Georgetown.
However, despite the NDIA making such a tremendous step, it still is left to rely on the Georgetown Mayor and City Council to cater to the smaller secondary drains. The NDIA CEO explained that the smaller drains contribute to flooding in the city.
We all know that Main Street by Courts would normally flood. Again, even though the water in the Church Street drain may be low, that floods. That's a question of internal drainage. I think in Quamina Street between Main and Carmichael, you normally have some flooding there. Again, that's a question of internal drainage because that's localized flooding.
The people of Georgetown will also have a major role to play. Flats has expressed his desire to have the people of Georgetown work along with the NDIA and the MNCC and not use the drains as receptacles for solid waste. Reporting for InfoHub, Nikosi Bruce.
The birth control implant called Implanon is being used by the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation's Family Planning Clinic as one of the more effective methods of preventing pregnancies.
This type of implant, which is said to have less side effects, takes the place of another called Jadel, which is a double rod implant. Birth control implants are one of the most widely demanded services at the Georgetown Hospital's Family Planning Clinic and is available free of cost to women who wish not to get pregnant within a 3 to 5 year period. This process is easy and painless, according to Nurse Debbie Dundas Haley, who is the head of Family Planning Services at the hospital.
The Implanon, when patients come here, we educate them first about it. We tell them what to expect. Example, we will tell them it's inserted into the upper arm. You have to first wash your upper arm. After washing, paying attention to the inner aspect of the arm, then we guide you to the bed. You're being placed on the bed, cover you for decency. Your arm is being placed on a Macintosh. Then we use iodine for sterility purpose. We identify the area by using a marker, and then we numb the area, and we shoot in the implant.
One day after the implant has been inserted, Nurse Haley advised that there will be soreness to the site. However, this can be alleviated with the use of ibuprofen tablets. She noted that this is one of several birth control options available to women.
Because it's something new here, they're all excited, and we have an influx of patients every Wednesday morning within the hours of 7 to 7:30. We do registration. So we have approximately 60 persons on Wednesdays, and so far we haven't had any returns for removal.
The head of family planning said this procedure has been conducted at the health facility for more than 5 years, and there has never been an instance of serious complication as a result of the implant. This service is also available at all GPHC health centers, as well as the Guyana Responsible Parenthood Association. For InfoHub, Delicia Haynes.
That's all for today. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news is on our website, dpi.gov.gy. And pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports are up next. Goodbye for now.